The injury that I had suffered, what was it, probably the first day of practice. It's crazy to explain, honestly. It was sort of a freak accident. I went up for a layup.
It was just a pretty routine, play and move, and he just kind of, made a cut, took the ball, kind of went up for like a layup to jump off his left foot, and it just kind of gave out.
I jumped, I heard a pop, I landed on both feet. I thought it was normal. I tried to take a step to bend my leg, and I realized that I couldn't bend it, and I straightened it out like in kind of disbelief.
So Tarik's injury was a fractured patella, so a break to his kneecap, which happened on day 1 of preseason.
I remember seeing the look on his face. You knew it wasn't good. You obviously didn't know to what extent that was going to be, but you could tell it was something serious just by the way, kind of his reaction.
I was actually devastated. I couldn't really put it into words, honestly, because I never really suffered an injury where they had to cut me open and had to perform surgery on me.
It's the ugly part of our game is to see guys go down with serious injuries. Especially to see someone like Tarik, who was extremely excited for the season, and he put a lot of time and work in this summer to prepare for this upcoming season. And to kind of see it come crashing down, really on our first day, it was heartbreaking, to be honest with you.
So there's a few different ways that surgeons tackle this injury and how they repair it. For Tarik, he had sort of 2 rods put in there
to lock back up the fracture, and then they put like I wouldn't say a wire, but like almost like a thread to keep it in place, and connected it to my tendons on both sides. So sounds fun, right?
The process Tarik had to go through was quite long, so we break it into different stages. So your initial rehab is what we call the acute stage, so that's just directly after surgery.
Biggest thing kind of after surgery is to get him moving the joint that he had surgery on as soon as possible within the allowed ranges. Straight away we were in with upper body, so keeping him strong upper body, getting his mind right for the gym.
You get that swelling down, and until he does that, he can't really weight bear, put the foot on the floor, basically.
So for the first couple months, it was knee in the sling kind of thing. They didn't want to put a real cast on me.
So you go through that initial stage, which is very boring, and then the second stage is to then get him back on feet, walking.
I was able to walk probably, I'll say like 2 to 3 months afterwards. I got off the crutches, probably like 4 months.
Building into the running stage, and then you build in some change direction.
Ever since then, it was straight agility stuff, getting the legs stronger, and just getting the body back, And
then your last stage is when you're actually getting the player on the court, which is the most fun stage. So his last stage of return to play was, getting into practice, etc., etc.
It went from, he was sitting on a table doing, where he can't move, just doing little movements and strength, leg strengthening exercises. So now he's on the court, moving around a little bit. So just to see each step of the way as he's kind of gone through the year, it's exciting.
Yep, don't make the pass easy. I'm contact. Never use.
One thing you can't forget in these injuries is the mental aspect. You go from being a top-level athlete at the top of your game to suddenly being told one day that, oh, you're not going to play basketball again for 9 months, and that has a mental toll on these guys.
Seeing someone recover from an injury like this, there's a lot of, dark hours that these guys go through.
It was crazy. Sometimes in the house I was sitting there and I'm like, yo, what? Like, am I gonna be able to play again? Like, I really gotta prep myself 10 to 15 minutes before I go to the restroom. Like, I'm on the couch, I'm watching a movie, and I'm like, okay, grab my legs, swing it around, lean over for the crutches. You kind of see like you have to be patient with yourself.
One thing that I was really impressed with Tarik is his ability to show up and get work done day in, day out. On the good days and the bad days, it didn't matter. He showed up to the building and he did what we needed him to do.
He's dealt with it really, really well. He's been extremely lovely to work with, I must say. Very easy, very hardworking, and he's tackled every stage head on.
Especially these last few weeks, he's been, dying to get back on court. So that's really great to see and really great for us to work with. So can't fault him.
Good job, y'all.
Huge credit goes to Tarik for locking in and doing the work what he needed to do. But even just to hear and see what our medical team was doing, and just hearing their excitement for again how he was progressing, was one of the highlights of the season, for me.
I'm super excited. I talk to him all the time. Like, listen, that first bucket you get, like just first dunk, whatever you get, just gonna get a technical celebrating or something like that. So no, I'm super excited. I feel like every bucket he scores in his first game's one for the whole team.
I think this is going to be, such a relief and such a win for us this season. I think he's such a leader and he'll add so much to this team, and I really can't wait for his journey here to begin.
To be able to get him back for the end of the season, it's invaluable from his leadership standpoint, his, experience and what he brings as we continue to try to build this thing, step by step. And I keep saying brick by brick. Adding Tarik Phillip into the mix, this time of season is huge for us.
Phillip!
Good job, bro. Way to take care of business. Lines on 3, 1, 2, 3. Lions.
Man, I just want to thank everybody. I went from Brett to EJ to Cass, who's no longer with us, to Toby, who just came, my teammates, my family, you guys for shooting this. I just want to thank everybody for continuing to support me, continuing to believe in me. I want to thank them tremendously, man. I don't even think I could put it into words. Yeah, countless hours they spent helping me get my leg back to where it needs to be.